Let's look at the data. Most of you are failing to build true discipline because you are chasing comfort disguised as optimization. You perform the cold plunge because you've learned to enjoy the rush. You fast because you like the mental clarity. But here is the biological paradox. If you enjoy the effort, you are no longer building willpower. Data reveals a specific structure in the human brain called the Anterior Mid-Cingulate Cortex. In high performers and those with an extraordinary will to live, this area is physically larger. It is not a permanent gift, it is a perishable skill. The moment a task becomes easy, the moment you start to like the process, this structure begins to shrink. The growth of your will is tied directly to friction. The biological mechanism is simple. This structure is the bridge between your intentions and your actions. It is activated specifically by the internal resistance you feel when you must do something you do not want to do. Most people believe dopamine is only about reward, but pain and friction can trigger a superior form of dopamine release through this neural pathway. This is how you sustain effort when external motivation vanishes. You must find fuel in the friction itself. To rewire your internal firmware, you must implement the neural blueprint of suffering. The first requirement is the non-negotiable friction. You must identify one task daily that you genuinely hate and perform it precisely because you hate it. The growth does not happen during the activity. It happens in the seconds between the thought, "I can't," and the physical act of doing. If you wait for motivation, the seat of your will stays dormant. Next, you must audit your external crutches. Stop relying on pre-workouts, caffeine, or motivational media. These are outside stimuli that bypass your natural neural circuitry. True confidence is built in the unseen work done in silence. When you remove these dopamine hits, your brain is forced to activate its internal resources. This is how you develop the internal medicine cabinet, a mental Rolodex of past victories and survived failures that you can access when conditions become extreme. You must also master your internal dialogue. Willpower is not a monologue, it is a negotiation between different versions of yourself. There is a voice that seeks comfort and a second voice that executes the plan. You do not try to silence the first voice. Instead, you outwork it. Identity is not found in what you think, but in the verbs you execute. The brain only updates its self-perception based on completed actions. A critical part of this process is the cupboard audit. Introspection is the foundation of structural change. You must open the cupboards of your past traumas and insecurities and examine them with surgical precision. Most people are stagnant because they are hiding from their own data. By cleaning these dark cabinets daily, you remove the hidden friction that drains your cognitive energy. You must also recognize the perishability of power. This is the trap of success. As your environment becomes more comfortable, your requirement for friction decreases. This is a neurobiological disaster. To maintain your capacity, you must cap your success. Never let your status eliminate the need for daily suffering. If you stop the maintenance of friction, you regress to a baseline state. Finally, operate with radical truth. The truth is your starting line. If you lie to yourself about your condition, your brain cannot map a route to growth. Admit where you are weak. Admitting you are at the bottom of the barrel eliminates the friction caused by maintaining a false persona, allowing all energy to be directed toward the climb. The Neural Blueprint Protocol. Identify your friction, perform one repulsive task daily first thing. Remove crutches. Conduct at least one high-effort session per week in total silence with no stimulants. Daily introspection. Spend 10 minutes facing your internal demons without distraction. Action over emotion. Move your mass forward the moment you feel resistance. Maintenance. Treat willpower as a resource with a 24-hour half-life. The hardware of the brain only changes when the software of the mind is pushed to the point of failure. Understanding the mechanism is useless without the practice. Subscribe to the Neural Blueprint to update your internal firmware. We do not offer hacks, we offer the data to rebuild yourself. Stay focused, stay in the friction.